all going to have a little bit of a rest, but what we did was sit down with a cup of coffee and talk about our favourite recipes over the past 12-18 months. We've collated them together so that you can enjoy some of our best bits of 2022 and 2023. I know you're not a drinker, but you can use this to cook with.
Okay.
Yeah? You can tell who went to the shops today. We've got a Spanish beer. Thank you, Carlos. Okay, and we're going to do a chicken. So we're going to cook beer can chicken. Have you had this before?
No.
Right. So we're going to take the chicken and we're going to score the legs so it speeds up the cooking process, yeah? Because these are the ones that take the longer to cook. So once you've hit the bone, that's enough. Okay? And then we're going to season her up. A little bit of oil.
We free range chicken?
Yep, free range chicken.
We like free range.
Bit of smoked paprika. A little bit windy today in my kitchen.
I always think chicken's such a good value. When I was single, you always used to buy a chicken, and it would last you a week because you could roast it, and then you could have part of it, and then soup. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to use it all.
Yeah.
So, open your can of beer. Now, you're all going to say to me, "Can I do it without beer? Can I do it with something else?" Of course you can. Get a can of, what would we go? Can of apple ties would do it. You know, apple, chicken, that would work. Yeah? So, we take the chicken and we pop it on top of the beer. Hang on.
Do you want me to hold that?
Quite possibly. Let's just cut that bit there.
You can tell it's Spanish beer because it's warm.
Right, watch yourself. Right, okay. Onto there.
On there.
Brill. Right.
I knew I was
over it goes, like so. And it's like the scene out of Friends, isn't it, Emily? With Joey. So, the idea is that as the beer gets hot, it evaporates up into the chicken and keeps it really nice. Okay. It looks ridiculous.
No, I wouldn't say that.
It totally works, all right? So just pop it on the barbecue. I think I probably need to put it in the centre there.
Yeah.
And then we'll close the lid down.
I can do that.
I'm going to wash my hands and get cleared up of raw chicken. Oh, hang on. Just pop that in there. 1 red pepper on the grill. Show you in a minute. It's time to look at beer can chicken. Now, for this beer can chicken recipe, I'm serving it up with some homemade pita bread, and this is how I made them. Right, okay, so look at that chicken cooking away. Let's get that pepper off. I'm just going to let that finish off. Now, we're going to make a really delicious sauce, okay? Very simple. I've got some standard shop-bought mayonnaise. I've got a red pepper. This is a sweet Mediterranean pepper. We're just going to remove the skin. And what happens is when you roast the pepper, it gets really, really hot and it steams from the inside. And the skin will just peel away. And that's actually a little bitter. We just want the really nice, sweet red pepper bit. Do you use these much?
On the barbecue, yes. I do like peppers on the barbecue.
And then they're sort of semi-cooked. So they're really, really easy to deal with. So chop them all one way. And then chop them all the other way. That'll do. Get rid of that skin there. Don't need that. we're going to add some fresh lemon and some tarragon. Now, tarragon works really well with chicken and it works well with pepper. Dried tarragon's really strong, so you need to be careful. Just add a little bit, okay? A little bit of lemon juice. If you don't like mayonnaise, you could do this with sour cream as well if you wanted to. Give that little mix, and then we'll add some pepper and a little bit of salt, not too much. And there we have got a really delicious sauce that will go lovely.
It's quite simple, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, super simple. Barbecues. If you want a successful barbecue, keep it simple.
I always think when you go to buy, sauces and things like that in supermarkets, it's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And that's pretty easy to knock up in it.
Dead easy. Right, let's get this chicken out, and we'll make a sandwich with our lovely pita breads. Right.
Ooh.
There we go. That to one side. So it should be really, really lovely and steamed from the inside and barbecued from the outside, okay?
That smells pretty good, doesn't it?
It does smell good, doesn't it?
That smells pretty good.
So let's open up this bread for you. So we've done the pita breads, and when we did them on the baking stone, it means that you get that really lovely pop, and they open up so that they can do this. This is exactly what they're made for. Putting lots of flavours in and tucking in. So, leg, thigh, breast.
I'll go for
all of the above.
Well, do you know the thigh meat on a chicken's got the most flavour, I always think.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go for that.
You want a bit of thigh?
I'm not. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not picky, really, are you?
Yeah.
You'll just.
It's meat. I do like meat. Hence. Oh yeah.
Lovely.
Is that
thigh
hot?
as well.
Is that a bit hot?
It is, but I will burn myself in the name of food.
I would expect nothing else.
Yeah. So, and the skin's crispy as well, which is good.
Yeah.
Right. Hey up. Hello.
Hello, Harry. Do you like crispy skin as well?
They like a bit of chicken skin, do they?
They like chicken.
I bet.
We never feed them from the table. When
I
say we, that's me.
Looks like it.
But Harry seemed to have got fed by Angela. Seemed to feed him quite a lot from the table.
Oh, Ange gets the blame.
He's always Angela.
Right. So let's take the red pepper.
Harry can do no wrong. Look at him. Where's your knife and fork, Harry?
There you go. Have a try of that.
Chicken.
Now, if you want the recipe for our beer can chicken with homemade pita breads, red pepper and tarragon sauce, scan the QR code along the bottom. It will take you to the masterclass.co website. You can get all our recipes there. We've got over 75 episodes worth of programs now on there. You will be able to find something that inspires you to get into the kitchen. Now, thank you very much for watching. What do you think? Like that?
It tastes like chicken.
Good, as opposed to...
No, it is.
No.
Chicken breast is normally really quite dry.
Yes.
And that is as moist as anything.
Well, I think beer can chicken is definitely a thing. Go onto Instagram and you will see loads of people all over the world doing it. If you've never done it before, you should totally do it, shouldn't you? Hey? Right, now it is time to make some tacos. Now this recipe is going to come together today. This is a week's worth of research, tasting, mouth-watering ideas, and just kind of bringing it all together. It's actually quite a new recipe to me. It's not something I've done before, but once I found it, got a sniff of it, had a little play around with it, I had to share it. But let's get on first. So, first thing we're going to do is make the marinade. So we're making chicken tacos, okay? Now, what are they called again, Carlos?
Tacos al pastor.
That's the one. Tacos el pastora. Okay, what does that translate to?
Shepherd.
Okay, shepherd's tacos. All right, but they are absolutely delicious. They're massive in America, obviously because of the Mexican connection, but not so familiar to us in the UK, but we're going to give it a whirl. Okay, so let's get on with our marinade first. Now, I've got some limes. So really nice acidity. I've got 3 satsumas that the kids didn't want to eat because they were a bit manky, but they're good for this. And then I've got some pineapple. Now, tinned pineapple I've gone for. So I've got 2 rings there. We're going to get the juice in. So juice of all our oranges. So I'm going to use the Masterclass Citrus Juicer because it means you get a ton of juice out of the fruit that you're squeezing, okay? So they're really good. You just put them on and squeeze them. You can either turn the juicer or turn the fruit. It's entirely up to you. But you get loads more juice. So you get more bang for your buck, really. There we go. In with the oranges. I would never think to use oranges for a marinade, would you?
No, well, I use it sometimes with chicken.
Right?
Yeah.
I suppose it's the acidity, really, of this marinade that is going to make everything really tender. I get it, but it's quite unfamiliar to me. But I'm looking forward to getting this recipe going. And honestly, please try this recipe. I have tried it several times and absolutely love it. I've tweaked it and evolved it. But if you fancy it, scan the QR code along the bottom now, and it will take you to masterclass.co. And that website is where Masterclass, my sponsors, put all my recipes from all the shows. So you can find everything there. Over 68 programs worth of recipes. There's tons of information there. Go and have a look. Okay, I've got my pineapple, I've got my lime, I've got my orange juice in there. I've got some vinegar going in there, white, red wine, distilled, it doesn't matter what. Then I've got some spices, okay? I've actually got sugar. So I've got my brown sugar going in, got my salt, okay? And then I've got garlic powder. So you could use fresh garlic if you wanted to, but obviously adding the powder gives it a slightly different dimension. It said dried chili powder, but I hate dried chili powder, so I'm going for flakes. And then I've got oregano, and then I have got cumin, okay? So that is all going in. And then I found this rather nice product. I went into Marks and Spencer's the other day. Why was I in there? For what reason? I was in there the other day getting some Percy Pigs, as you do. And I found smoked tomato paste, which I thought was quite nice. You might like this. So if you can't get smoked tomato paste, use tomato puree, a little bit of honey, and some smoked paprika, and you'll get a very similar product. I know Carlos wants to have a look at that now. There you go, have a little sniff. And then while he's doing that, I'm going to blend it all together. What do you think?
Kind of the first hint is like smoky ketchup. It's like the first hint for me.
Yeah.
Then it just goes to more like something different. But yeah, it smells nice.
Good. Right. Okay. So let's get this chicken marinated up. Now it's all about chicken thighs. All right. Chicken breast will not cut it, in my opinion. It will just dry out. Whereas chicken thighs have a much longer cook. Okay. So we're going to take half the marinade. And we're going to pour it over the chicken. I'm going to leave that bit to the side. I'm just going to get some gloves and rub this marinade in. Now I've got some black gloves, plastic gloves here. Makes me look a bit like a tattooist, doesn't it? I know, but I've got a little nick, tiny little cut on my hand, and the lime juice is killing me, honestly. So let's get all that marinated up. This is going to be good, Carlos. Emily has missed another good week of recipes, I tell you. She's going to be annoyed. So give them a good mix, and then just sort of lay them back out, skin side up. Obviously the skins are removed, but when I say skin side up, as in where the skin was, okay? So we'll get those turned round. Now, pineapple. Okay, bit of a strange one. Not familiar with this, but it works. So tear your pineapple up. I've gone for tinned because fresh pineapple is a bit hit and miss, if you ask me, in this country. Sometimes you get great ones, sometimes you get lousy ones. So I've gone for tinned, knowing that they're going to be perfectly ripe and taste good. Because you want the acidity of pineapple, which is a really acidic fruit.
With the chicken, it would be better if you left it marinated overnight.
You can leave it marinated overnight, absolutely no problem at all. The longer the better, really, but the way to get round it is to do half and half. So I'm cooking it half marinated, then I'm going to grill it, get it really cooked and crispy and lovely, and then we're going to add the rest of the marinade, reduce it down so that we end up with this lovely sort of ragu almost. Right, get rid of my gloves. Save my hands. We'll have a little season up, not too much, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and there we go. That is going to go straight under the grill and leave it. Don't sort of be tempted to move it and, oh, it's cooking a little bit too much. You want it to kind of cook and get gnarly bits and all that sort of stuff. So let's have a little wipe down and then we're going to make our salsa. So remember this week's competition, if you want to enter and win some masterclass bakeware, so we've got some amazing non-stick bakeware for you, please like, share and comment on this video, and that will automatically enter you into the competition. I will pick a random winner next week and I will message you direct on Facebook Messenger, let you know you've won, send us your details, and the lovely people at Masterclass will send you some beautiful non-stick bakeware for you to get baking with. So make sure you enter. Right, okay, let's give this a rinse. So, we're going to make our salsa while that cooks. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Right, time to make the salsa. So I'm going to use my massive Masterclass pestle and mortar because I love it. It's a great thing to serve up your salsas in as well, okay? So, if I put that to one side, can you see that all right, Carlos?
I can see the chopping board.
Can you see this?
No, unless you put it on the chopping board.
Oh, well, what about there?
That's perfect, that's perfect.
Is that right? Now, tomatillo, okay? So, I bought these on Amazon. You can't really get them very easily in the UK. Some people might. If you go to very urban parts of the UK, some supermarkets might have like an ethnic ingredient that, you know, that they've reacted to a particular sort of community of people that want them. I don't know. I live up in the Lake District. We can't get these, so I order them tinned on Amazon, which is brilliant, really. So I'll open them up and show you what they look like. They just look like a green tomato. Do you use these much?
No, we don't.
You don't use them in Spanish cooking?
No, it's Mexican cooking.
It is. So that is a tinned tomatillo, all right? It's a sour tomato. So if you wanted to just use normal tomatoes and maybe double up on the lime juice, you're going to get the same kind of effect. What I would do is cut your tomatoes in half, quarter them, remove the seeds, dice them up, and then soak them in lime juice, and you'll end up with something very similar. So let's make our salsa. So red onion, and we're going to chop it nice and fine, okay? All the best salsas are the ones that people take time and chop everything really fine. And that's when they're really delicious. So, chop the other way, and you end up with a really nice, finely diced onion. And we are going to soak these in lime juice so that it pickles them and makes them really tangy and delicious. So, there we go. Do you like a good salsa, don't you, Carlos? Yeah.
This is kind of the same way you will do the guacamole. It's just kind of the similar ingredients, isn't it?
Well, obviously you've got your avocado, haven't you? The thing with guacamole, it's very rich, isn't it? And you sort of smash the avocado till it becomes that dipping kind of texture. Whereas this, everything is sort of all mixed up. But you know, hey, guacamole would be good with this as well, I reckon. If you do a good one. Have you got a good guacamole recipe?
Just kidding.
Eh? It all relies on the avocado, doesn't it? If the avocado's not ripe, you're going nowhere with it. So it's got to be a really good, ripe avocado. Okay, so I've got a green chili as well. So we're going a bit hotter than we might normally do. If I was making salsas, I would normally make them with red chili. Not as hot, but we're going green today. A little bit warmer. Okay, so pile your two halves up, chop them into matchsticks, and then pile them together, and then finely dice. I think the green chili has found my cut. Oh, and now I'm about to do lime juice as well. It's just not fair. Okay. Right, two limes. Squeeze that in. They're nice and soft, these limes, so I can actually get the juice out nice and easily. Hello, Pip. What can I do for you? You wouldn't want a lime or a green chili, believe me. Okay, last piece of lime. Right. All I've got left there is my coriander stalk as well. A little bit of garlic going to go in. About half a clove for me. Otherwise, because it's raw, it will just taste of garlic for too long and too strong. So a little bit just adds that sort of extra dimension of flavour. Now we've got our tomatillo. So you can see they're very tomatoey. They look like a tomato. They're just sour, okay? And because they're tinned, they're slightly softer. So you can kind of mush them up and they can go in, okay? So I think my recipe says 400 grams. And as I said to you earlier, if you can't get them, just use normal tomatoes and soak them in lime juice so they become a bit more sour, okay? But I bought these online, super easy, they just turned up. So clever, you know, you can get some stuff. It is amazing how quick and easy you can get it. A little bit dangerous, if I'm honest. A little bit risky. You know, you never quite know what Amazon's going to deliver today because you can't remember what you ordered. And when you've got a busy family and everyone's online, you never know who's ordered what. So, anyway, I think my kids might be a little bit disappointed if they'd ordered something and they got a tin of tomatillos in their parcel. Anyway, right, let's chop these last ones up. Have you had tomatillo before?
No, never.
Oh.
See lots of recipes.
Yeah.
From Mexican cuisine, and I was
like,
I knew about them and never seen them before.
Well, we're going to have a taste of them soon. Right, got some coriander, lots of stalk as well, because it's got big flavour, the stalk. Bundle it up, and then just chop it really nice and fine. There we go, that's ready to go. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil just to soften it, so it's not really harsh. And then I've got some salt and some pepper to go in with our coriander. I'm not actually going to mix this salsa until everything is ready because I don't want the acidity to wilt it too much. So we'll put that to one side and we'll go and check our chicken. The chicken has been grilling away nicely with half the marinade, okay? So, and the pineapple as well. So you can see it is just scorched nicely under the grill. That is a layer of flavour, that scorching process. You do this on barbecue if you wanted to. So what we're now going to do is take a non-stick pan. So I've got my cast aluminium, as always. And I'm going to grab my marinade. And let's get a spoon. And let's get it into this pan. So What I don't want is all the watery juice, but what I do want is the ingredients, okay? So we're just going to take our time, get the chicken and get the pineapple out of the pan, of the tray even, and into my pan. And get everything boiling down, okay? This is why we're intensifying the flavour. This is why we're using thigh rather than breast as well. Because you just get a much richer flavour. What I would also suggest is make more than you need for this recipe because it will freeze lovely. And it's like when you've got a midweek and you're busy and you haven't got time to make cooking, you've got this in the freezer, you're going to be laughing. So we're now just boiling that down now, getting it nice and hot. The remaining marinade, so the first amount of marinade is cooking out and really doing its thing. This is going to intensify the flavour. Okay? So get that in. I'm going to cook this down and try and reduce the liquid. I'm just going to add half of that cooking liquid. There we go. And let's get the pan on, but slightly to one side. The reason why I've done that is it's trapping the heat in, but it's allowing some of the moisture out. Now these pans are really good at keeping moisture in because of these little dimples that they have on the lids. But on this particular occasion, I need the water out to intensify the flavour. So just put it to one side like that. You see the steam coming out, Carlos?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see? It's all about understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. So we're trying to get rid of the water. That intensifies the flavour. Tacos need to have big flavours, okay? That is what they're all about. That little medium of a little soft wheat tortilla or a taco delivering a powerful punch of flavour. Right. Just while that is reducing down, I've got some fresh coriander. That is my knife. Fresh coriander, stalks and everything, because I want lots of flavour in this, yeah? Starting to smell good in here, isn't it? There we go. There is our coriander ready to go. And all good tacos, in my opinion, need an extra squeeze of lime. So serve them all with some wedges of lime. And if you're cooking for your friends or family, encourage them to squeeze that lime over the top because it makes all the difference. Now, this is something a little new to me. When I researched the recipe and it said about cheese, if you can't get Mexican cheese, use feta. So it's a new one on me. So I've got some feta. We'll see how we get on. Obviously, it's very similar in flavour. So we're just going to crumble it up. Ready? Would you have thought that, using a bit of feta? No. Obviously, what do they call the Mexican cheese? Queso? Quesos?
Queso is just...
Queso? Queso.
Just cheese.
Queso is cheese, yeah. So, a little bit of cheese. If you're not a massive feta fan, I would probably use maybe a little bit of Monterey Jack or something like that. Sort of fairly safe cheese. But we're trying to be authentic on this one, so we've gone with feta to make that quesos. So, let's get our limes there ready. And then we've got our coriander ready. Quite excited about this. Okay, let's put that onto there. I'll clear this up. Right. Let's have a little look what's going on in here. So we're boiling away, which is good. That's exactly what we want. It's brilliant. Smells good. So you can start to just break it up a little bit now as well, because you want to shred it up into little pieces. Okay, you can see the sauce is now reducing down. Now you could take that down even further if you wanted to, but I just wanted to sort of share it with you. This is what we're trying to do, is just cook it down so that you've got chunks of chicken in a much more richer, intense sauce, okay? Now, Me and Carlos have just tested this and it is so good. Okay, so let's mix the salsa together. The salsa just elevates it to the next level. I promise you, it is so, so tasty. Okay, so there is our salsa. Let's build this dish. Okay, so make sure you get some chunks of chicken and a bit of the pineapple as well at the same time. Just pop those in there. Really easy to do this as well. Once you've made your marinade, you've done all the work. It's just cook it down. Right, let's pop those. I'm just going to leave those there. And then get your salsa. Little spoon of salsa on top. Big flavours this. Now, if you want the recipe, you fancy giving this a go, and I would highly recommend making this. If you make nothing else this weekend, make this dish. It is banging. All right, it is so good. Fresh coriander on top. And then I was a little skeptical about the feta, but it really, really works. Okay, just that little sort of sourness works beautifully. There we go. And then the all-important lime squeeze at the end. There we go. And me and Carlos argue about this. I love the sour cream. All right? Not a sour cream fan, are you?
No.
There you go, look. 2 out of 3. Good dollop of sour cream. Now, if you want to make this recipe, and please do, because it is absolutely delicious, scan the QR code on the bottom. It will take you to masterclass.co. Masterclass is my sponsor who helped me make this program every week. You will find all my recipes there on their website. And if you want to buy any of the kit that I use, go to cookserveandenjoy.com. And there is all the masterclass equipment there. It's really easy to get your hands on. Now, time to taste. Always a good time in the day. It's a dripper. Oh my goodness, that is so, so good. That salsa just elevates everything. The tanginess of it with the rich and deep flavour of the chicken is incredible. Please, please, please make this recipe. It's absolutely delicious.
Right, I hope you really enjoyed that episode. Those recipes for me were fantastic. Now, don't forget, 2nd of September starts our new series, Britain's Best Bakes. I want to show you how to make some things like this beautiful sourdough. We've got some amazing recipes, an 8-part series, an ebook. You're gonna love it. So set your diaries, 2nd of September, 9 a.m. UK time. I'll be here baking some beauties like this.